So I'm just going to click on the Action Team page, go to the Group Leaders selection over here on the right-hand side. Okay, and then you'll see if you scroll down just a little bit, there's some of the most frequently used resources for group leaders right here in the middle of the page. And you'll see this one about the 5th one down. It says edit your chapters page on our public website. So all of us have chapter pages on the public website. Again, when you click that link, it's going to match up your email address or the designate, someone that you've designated as the person who can edit the chapter page on the public website. It's going to match that up and give them access here. Just a quick clarification. We talked about groups and your group page on Community. It's important to note that this is your private group page here on Community. This is not for the public. This is for CCL volunteers only, for your communications, to share files, to talk about things. This is much different. The chapter page that's on the website is a publicly facing page that's on the website that you can use, and we use for search engine optimization purposes, for people who are searching for maybe like climate lobby, Plano, Texas. I mean, it'll pop up, and the search benefits of having these chapter pages are just tremendous. So you'll see, once you click on the chapter edit page, you'll come to this page here, and again, if you don't have access, you'll have some type of error message. But the very first section over here on the left, you have a bunch of instructions, and I'm not going to go through all the instructions. You guys can go through these, but you'll have your link to your page, and so we'll go click on that link. And notice now that the URL in my address bar, this is our main website, citizensclimatelobby.org. You can see the menu bar looks different. It's got our logo on the left-hand side. And this is your chapter page. And it's got your chapter name. And so if we go back here, you'll see chapter name. You'll see on the right-hand side here, I'm highlighting. It says, hey, put in the cities in the region. And you can see here, I've got North Dallas, Plano, Addison, and Frisco, and you can see this is where that shows up here. That's really important because if you go to search, so let's go to search Google, and I type in climate lobby. Oh, I did this earlier today. Making sure it worked. I didn't want to look like an idiot. Clicked on climate lobby Plano. You'll see we get a lot of climate lobby stuff, but then you'll see here's our Dallas, Texas chapter. Google's a little bit behind on their indexing because our Dallas, Texas chapter is actually our North Dallas chapter now, so they're a little bit behind there. And you can see a write-up about us expanding. So yeah, I'm going to go back to the edit page. So the descriptions you put in here are very important. They're going to help people find you. So think about what it is that people will search for in your local area. It may be your neighborhood has a cool name to it. We'll stick that in there, whatever you want. But notice that there is a 100 character limit here, and that's just for formatting. Make the page so the page doesn't break. Then you have an about section, and you can put in about 1 to 4 short paragraphs. You can see, and you can go in and save and keep editing to come back to see how does this look. But you'll see it's laid out pretty well. And when you click on this section, you'll notice you will get an editing toolbar, and it's very familiar or very similar to the toolbars that you have in Word or anything like that. You can bold text, underline it, insert hyperlinks, all those types of things. Now notice if you go down a little bit further, there is an image upload. So by default on the chapter edit page, there is a space held for our video. So the video's on there by default. If people were to click on it, it would start playing. I'm not going to do that right now. But you can, if you choose to do so, upload a picture instead of your chapter, your group. Maybe you guys are out doing something, you have a meeting with a member of Congress. You can click upload, select something there. I don't want to do that, but yeah, you get the picture. And then you can put in a caption here as well. And then you have a couple other things that you can do as well. So notice if I go back to the page on the main website, and I scroll down just a little bit, you can see there's a box down at the bottom. I really, connect with this box, and it's got the email addresses for the chapter listed here. And it's got follow us links. So if you have a chapter web page or a chapter Twitter page, you can stick those in here all you have to do is stick the URL right here in the chapter Facebook page text edit field. And if you don't have one, hey, maybe you just link straight to CCL's, right? And you can do the same thing with Twitter, right? You can do it to the main account. And then the very last thing you have on this page is the ability to designate someone web editor. Now remember, you could do that back in the chapter roster management interface as well, but you can do it here too. You can begin typing someone's name. And this is kind of cool because like if you type someone's name who's not in your chapter, nothing happens. But if you type the name of someone who's in your chapter, you can see what happens. Their name will auto-populate. So it kind of keeps you keep you from, I guess, accidentally putting in people who aren't in your chapter there as well. And then there's the save button, obviously, at the bottom. I didn't really make any edits, but you could just save there, and it will save to your page. Tony, did you have anything you wanted to add about this right now?
Yeah, so there's a couple things. One, if you, so we gave a place where you could put in a Facebook or Twitter page, but if you want to put in any other websites that you have your own chapter website, or you have an Instagram, or whatever you might want, you would have to do that up in the chapter description box that's up above. So you can, put a link in there, because, notice if you click on it, you'll actually get that editing bar, and you can include hyperlinks. So you can put that in that space. Similar chapter editor, you can, on this interface, you can only add one person as the editor for this, but if you went back to the roster, you can add as many people as you want to be the web editor for your chapter page. So at first, when we first implemented this, there was only the one, but now you can do as many people as you want.